We're going to stay on the straight and narrow here with this Jeffrey Toobin story. Okay, so let's say that you were really, really foolish. Like in the words of Mr. Toobin, moronically foolish. So foolish that you started to have a romantical, intimate moment with yourself on a Zoom call. And you, as the chief legal analyst for a media network, thought that the camera that you were so used to looking into was off because you apparently forgot how cameras worked, and that everyone in the meeting watched what you did. A whole bunch of people watched what you did. What would you do? I mean, one option would be to disappear somewhere deep in the Amazon, never to see another human being again, maybe under a rock inside of a mountain. But not Jeffrey Toobin. No, Jeffrey Toobin is back on prime time, and he wants everyone's forgiveness. And I had to watch this, so you shall too. Here he is on CNN.
I have spent the 7 subsequent months, miserable months in my life, I can certainly confess, trying to be a better person. I mean, in therapy, trying to do some public service, working in a food bank, which I certainly am going to continue to do, working on a new book about the Oklahoma City bombing, but I am trying to become the kind of person that people can trust again.
Oh my gosh. Now, Toobin is a man, he's spent a good deal of his broadcasting career on CNN criticizing other people for their scandalous behavior. Now, he wants forgiveness. He's not making an excuse for having this kind of time with himself on a Zoom call. I get it that everyone is flawed and they make mistakes. I don't think that everyone actually sleeps with their best friend's daughter, and then when she becomes with child, then you deny that it's yours. You tell her to get an abortion and you refuse to have anything to do with it until she threatens to go public with your chief legal analyst position at CNN, and then you have to take responsibility. You know that. But it is interesting how when people on the left like Toobin make quote-unquote moronic mistakes, they're able to recover their careers and retain their positions because they have the right of politics, namely leftist politics, because holding leftist positions allows leftists to get away with virtually everything, like, I don't know, having intercourse with an intern in the White House. I mean, that's fine. You're Bill Clinton and you vote correctly. It's okay. What about if you sleep with a Chinese spy? Well, you're Eric Swalwell. You're a Democrat, so it's okay. Do you like to rape and expose yourself to Hollywood starlets? Well, then the media and all of Hollywood will look the other way for decades until it's convenient for them and advantageous for them to sacrifice you, and then because you contribute to the Democrat Party, and then they'll turn. It's Democrat privilege. It allows you to act like a despicable human being and still judge others harshly. That's Democrat privilege. You get to be a nasty human being and condemn others for what you actually do, but so long as you publicly hold political positions that appear virtuous. I mean, Toobin even says earlier in the interview, he's like, I'm sorry to the people who read my work and watch me on CNN. I thought I was a better person than this. And that's the point. Jeffrey Toobin regrets that people no longer think that he's a good person. And he wanted the world to think that he was, even though he wasn't. Look, I do actually want to pile on him because of what I said earlier. I mean, the guy, it's not foolish. Can I just say there are second graders who have figured out how to skip school for weeks with Zoom. He's the chief legal analyst from CNN. You don't know how cameras work? You don't know how Zoom works? It's really easy. There's a red light and it says you're on. It's so easy. Now, he's admitted his and said that he's sorry. But you know what? He got his gig back on CNN, and they spent 10 minutes during a very, very busy news cycle literally talking about what this guy did on a Zoom call. Like he just accidentally lost his pants or something. Now, and then he worked at a food bank. I mean, you know, there are people who work at food banks without having done that, having to, you know, that's just going to erase all of it. Good heavens. No, I think the only way that people will know that Jeffrey Toobin is truly sorry in a changed guise if he stays away from Zoom video calls, right? Or maybe shows grace to others, which he won't. Maybe when nobody's going to make a mistake like that, except for maybe Anthony Weiner, who is now back on Confide, which is that the encrypted messaging service. That's the one where he was Carlos Danger before, and he was messaging with an underage girl, and it got him in trouble, and he got a sex offender status, and he was in jail. Guess what? He's back on that app, Confide, as Carlos Danger. Yeah, so no, sometimes leopards don't change their spots or whatever. It just, We'll see. But that was disgusting. And that's how we're finishing out our week. I'm sorry. But apparently, probably more so than he is.